stars, the royal family chose to completely ignore the Black Lives Matter movement after George Floyd was unalived by former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, according to a new bombshell book. In an advanced copy of Endgame Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, journalist Omid Scobie, his family, I believe, is Persian from Iran, claims that the royals purposely stayed away from the matter. Quote, during my years covering the royals, I have regularly been surprised by the palace's blasé attitude when it comes to anything to do with race, racism, or the issues that impact those from minority backgrounds, the 42-year-old author writes. Scobie says in Endgame that after Floyd was unalived in May 2020, the resurgence of the American-born Black Lives Matter BLM movement spawned international protests against systemic, racially motivated police brutality, and unrest hit the streets of London. A global civil rights issue was forcing change around the world, but the royal family chose to completely ignore it. He alleges in the book, as often as I emailed or phoned the Buckingham Palace communications team more than weekly during the height of the BLM marches, my requests for on or off the record guidance on whether we may see family members acknowledge this hugely important moment went noticeably unanswered. They responded to other queries I had, just not that one. The Harper's Bazaar editor-at-large adds, the palace famously stays away from anything it considers political. But unlike the political intricacies involved with the movement in the United States, BLM support in Britain simply meant standing up to and against racism. Scobie writes that several leaders and activists in the United Kingdom spoke out on the issue, but not the British royal family. The British royal family's silence was hard to ignore. The Finding Freedom, Harry and Meghan and the Making of a Modern Royal Family author claims that he met with a palace senior aide at a hotel bar in August 2021 and was told why the royal family chose to ignore this set of requests for comment on the BLM movement. Quote, we didn't reply because it felt like you were trying to get a headline, quite honestly, the unnamed aide allegedly said. You would have turned the family not saying something into a story. The aide said that a Harper's Bazaar op-ed that Scobie wrote that March titled Stifling, Toxic, and Racist, Duchess Meghan Never Had a Chance, was too pointed for the royal family's liking. You called us white supremacists, the senior aide added, a claim that Scobie says wasn't entirely accurate. Page 6 has reached out to a rep for the royal family for comment, but did not immediately hear back. In September 2021, Kenneth Olisa, the first Black Lord Lieutenant of London, shared whether he believed the royal family supported the principle of the BLM movement. The answer is easily yes, he told Britain's Channel 4 at the time. The question is, what more can we do to bind society to remove these barriers? They, the royals, care passionately about making this one nation bound by the same values, Olisa added. Claims of racism and prejudice have long plagued the royal family. Meghan Markle, a biracial woman who wed King Charles's second-born son, Prince Harry, in 2018, famously claimed that the royal family made racist remarks about what the skin color of her and Harry's son Archie would be. Meghan Markle, a biracial woman who wed King Charles III's second-born son, Prince Harry, in 2018 famously claimed that the royal family made racist remarks about what the skin color of her and Harry's son Archie would be. Mm, mm, mm. Scobie claims in his book that the Duchess of Sussex, also 42, wrote private letters to King Charles in which she named the two people who took part in those conversations. Additionally, in November 2022, Lady Susan Hussey, who served as a woman of the bedchamber to Queen Elizabeth II, resigned after she faced backlash for questioning the nationality of Ngozi Fulani, the former CEO of the only domestic abuse charity in the UK that caters specifically to women and girls of African and Caribbean heritage. Well, ain't that a blip? Endgame, inside the royal family and the monarchy's fight for survival, is set to be released on Tuesday. Well, that seems like a book that might be worth picking up. What do you think?